If you're in search of one of the most affordable ways to revamp your truck's appearance in the rear and get rid of that underwhelming factory taillight styling, these LED taillights with the black housing and the clear lens will be a great addition to your 2009 through 2018 Ram 1500 with the factory halogen taillight. The black housing and the LED design here will bring a sleek and modern feel to the back of your Ram and will be great if you don't only want a style upgrade, but also if your current set is damaged, faded, or simply not performing well at all, and you need a reliable replacement. These taillights, while inexpensive, will provide your truck great benefits, including style, performance, and aiding in keeping you noticeable on the road, ultimately keeping you safer. With these, you do get much more of that modern appearance with a bright cluster of LEDs adding some newness to the truck over the factory halogens, in addition to also performing a lot better. The large cluster of the LEDs for the brake light and the running light will be simply stacked, but noticed much better by other drivers with a high output of those LEDs popping off that dark black background and being unobstructed with that crystal clear lens on the front. In addition to those main LEDs, the middle reflectors, the LED marker lights, and the upgraded reverse light reflector will also improve the appearance and performance of this set. The clear lens on the front won't be your average plastic, being an impact-resistant polycarbonate material, so no matter how much you abuse these or how many branches off-road or rocks on the work site these will take, they will hold their own. The housing is also made of an ABS plastic, which is resilient and fairly durable, especially for taillights, and the inner workings of the housing will have ridges and cutouts to add some dimension and style to the inside. The high output LED chips will be one of the most efficient pieces of the puzzle here, with a long lifespan for a maintenance-free design thanks to the low energy consumption, so you can rely on these to last. These will also be completely plug and play, and they will come with a resistor, so you're not going to get any hyper flashing when switching over from a halogen to an LED. These will cost around $175 and will be one of your most affordable choices in the category. The no-frill design with the standard stack of LEDs and the fact that these will have a hybrid build with the factory halogen reverse bulb are two of the factors in why it is so affordable. And I think if you don't necessarily need a full LED construction or a super fancy design, you're just in search of one of the easiest and most cost-effective ways to enhance the appearance and performance of your Ram, these are a fantastic choice. Install will be a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter and will take you about an hour to install, but I wouldn't be surprised if you got it done sooner. Again, these are plug and play and it's only a couple bolts to swap these out. Now at this point, we can head over to our shop and check out a detailed breakdown on how to get these onto your Ram at home. So that is going to wrap it up for my review. Let's go ahead and get into the install.
For this install, you need a ratchet, a T25 socket, and a clip removal tool. All right, today we're gonna be installing some taillights on our Ram, but first we're gonna watch a quick video how to uninstall the stock ones, and we'll come back here to install the new ones.
All right, so the first step in our uninstall with your tailgate down, you can see 2 bolts on the inside of your taillight. This is a T25 Torx bolt, so grab a T25 Torx socket and a ratchet. Let's get these out. With the bolts out, grab your taillight and pull straight back. You'll see 2 connectors. Pull back on the red tab on the top connector, push down, and remove it. Onto the bottom connector, press down on the tab, and remove this one as well.
All right, before we install our new taillights, we just have to swap over a couple things from our stock taillight. We need to swap over our reverse light and socket, and we need to swap over our socket for our regular taillight. All right, so we're gonna start with our reverse bulb. Just give it a quarter turn, pull it out, put a new taillight, another quarter turn. For our taillight, I'll pull that out. We're gonna pull our bulb out. We're gonna plug this into our socket here. Feed our wire in, line up the grooves, go, give it a quarter turn, and now we're ready to install. All right, now a couple things to note. You will see that our taillight does come with new clips to secure into the bumper. We're just gonna take ours off the new taillight right now and just use the stock ones. but if you do want to replace them, all you need is a clip removal tool. Just get under there and just pop them out of the tailgate. Also, you will see this pack with double-sided tape. What you can do, peel the red cover off to show the sticky side. You can stick it wherever you want. You can stick it in here, right against the body. We're just gonna stick ours inside the bed right now for demonstration purposes, but you do want to secure that so it doesn't bounce around in there. So we're gonna put that in there. All right, we're gonna start with our reverse. I'm gonna clip that into place. And then our taillight connector. Plug that in. Make sure you secure the red locking tab. And then you'll see that these two grooves will go over the clips. And we can put our taillight into place. All right, now you can reinstall your two T25 bolts or screws. Ours are actually secured with Phillips head screws, so we're just gonna use our Phillips head screwdriver, but you will use a ratchet and a T25 socket. All right, now you just repeat those same steps for the other side. All right, and that wraps up our install of our LED taillights, black housing with a clear lens for our 2009 to 2018 Ram 1500 with factory halogen taillights. And remember, for everything Ram, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.